another video. Today I'm going to be talking about my fitness journey. This is a video that I've been wanting to make really since I started with my channel a few months back. I feel like every fitness channel has this video, but I think it's really relevant, and I think that kind of showing how you got from point A to where you are now is kind of cool to see. Everyone's different journeys, and it's definitely not linear. But I think it's cool to share, and it'll be a good video to have to look back on someday, and hopefully this can maybe inspire someone who's looking to start their fitness journey. And yeah, so I'm rambling, so we're just gonna get into it. I feel very lucky because I come from I guess you could say, fit family. For as long as I can remember, both of my parents have exercised and kind of brought us up in sports, so that really has just kind of been instilled in me. Fitness, I should say, has been instilled in me from the very beginning, and it's started with my parents pushing me to do sports growing up. I was probably like 5 years old when I first started playing t-ball, and then it was soccer, and then it was basketball when I was in 4th grade, and that's when I really just kind of like fell in love with sports. I ended up playing basketball from 4th grade all the way through my sophomore year of college, and that's kind of what took up the majority of my, I guess, high school and first couple years of college as far as being active. I played basketball year-round. I went to personal trainers in the off-season, learned how to lift in the off-season, ran, did sprints, all kinds of stuff. So I just always year-round, being active has just kind of always been a part of my life. I really wasn't sure if I was gonna play basketball in college. I don't know. I had in my mind that I wanted to go to a big school, but after we lost a playoff game my senior year in high school, I decided that was not going to be the last game of basketball that I ever played. So I decided to go play at a small D3 school for my first 2 years, and during the second season I was just like so checked out. My sophomore year, I hated it. I fell out of love with the game. It felt like a part-time job, which that's fine. That wasn't really what drove me away. I just didn't love it anymore, and it felt like a chore, and I thought, why do I want to keep doing this when I don't enjoy it? I spend 3.5 to 4 hours of my day from November to March doing this. That's what, 5 months, and just being unhappy. And I decided I didn't stick it out through the whole sophomore season. I decided to stop playing, and I'm so thankful that I made that decision. One of the things that kind of pushed me away from basketball was I found a love of running, which, to be honest with you, I don't even really remember when I started running. It just started with like 5 miles, and then it went to 8 miles, and I started to train for a half marathon, and I ended up running my first half marathon actually fall of my sophomore year. So I guess it was before the basketball season. I went in, I had only trained up to 9 miles, and I went in like not really knowing how the outcome was going to be of that race, and I finished. I enjoyed it. I did really well. So that's kind of like, that kind of gave me a reason, like it gave me a purpose to quit basketball, because I found something else that I really liked to do. So really the rest of my college career, from about halfway through my sophomore year all the way up through the end, I guess really until I graduated, I mostly ran. I do remember, I remember going into the weight room and lifting a few days a week, but not to the point where I considered it something that I really liked to do. I considered it like a cross training, or just kind of like conditioning for running to be better at it. I think I've run like 7 half marathons, and I've run 1 full marathon. I did the full marathon. Basically the whole second semester of my senior year of college, I trained for that, and then I ran it like right before I graduated, which it was like such a great accomplishment. You train for so long, and you think about crossing that finish line every single day while you're out training, and then you get to the race, and it's so grueling, it's so hard. It took me 4 hours and 20 minutes, and when I crossed that finish line, I just like burst into tears, because that's the moment that you've been thinking about for months while you've been training. So it was totally worth it, and I told myself at the time, this is not the last marathon that I'll ever run, but To be honest with you, that was May of 2015, and I maybe have run like 26 miles since then, and it's almost November of 2018, so it's been like 3.5, oh my god, I'm old, 3.5 years, and I just really never got back into running. After I ran my marathon, I went through this like kind of weird phase, like senior week of college and then like graduation, and I moved to the beach, and I didn't have a gym membership. I wasn't training for anything. I just got kind of like lost. I would go on runs every now and then. I got that Kayla It Signs, I don't know if that's how you say her last name, BBG, Bikini Beach Guide, I think is what it's called. And I did that for a few months, and those workouts are hard. It would probably kick my ass today if I tried to do that. But I didn't enjoy it. It was just like, it was something to do. I, again, still always felt the need to be active, but I just never really, I don't know, I just didn't love it, and I knew it wasn't sustainable. So I spent that whole summer living at the beach with my friend, and then in August of 2015 is when I moved to Texas. I had definitely put on some weight. Like, my body composition was just like, I didn't like it at the time. Running, I mean, running does not build muscle. We all know that. And I wasn't the skinniest just because I wasn't really watching what I was eating. I was drinking a lot because I was like a senior in college, and then that whole summer we just had fun. And when I moved to Texas, I just like wasn't happy with my body. At that point, my mom was like really into lifting, and I saw how it had transformed her body. So I told myself, all right, I'm gonna move to Texas, I'm gonna get a gym membership, and I'm gonna stick to this. And honestly, I haven't looked back since. It feels so long ago that I can't really remember. Like, I know I lifted like hypertrophy training. I never got into like powerlifting or anything like that, but I probably lifted like 5 days a week, doing legs twice a week, and then like, I think my split at the time was like chest and back on the same day, arms. I can't remember. My splits have changed so much over the course of time. It's kind of just evolved into what it is now. But yeah, I just kind of like fell in love with the weight room. I loved the way the gym, I still to this day, I just love the vibe of the gym. I love going in there and feeling like, yeah, I'm gonna get shit done. I'm gonna have a great workout. I'm gonna feel great. I'm gonna look cute. So I'm gonna feel good about myself. I'm gonna leave and I'm gonna feel accomplished. And that's what I did. I fell in love with all of that. And as I noticed my body start to change, and I think that's when you really get motivated, is when you see the changes. Because at first you're kind of like, all right, I'm just kind of doing this and I'm excited because it's new. But then you start to see what it does to your body, and you're like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. This is the best thing ever. I'm gonna go as hard as I can. I love this so much. That was when I first moved to Texas, and then I moved about 2 hours south. I was living in Lubbock at the time. I moved about 2 hours south to Midland, Texas, and I joined a new gym, which I think in itself is a little bit intimidating, but also motivating. It's a new crowd. It's just a different vibe. And the gym I went to, it was like a total bro gym. That's where I kind of really started to do cardio. I didn't do much cardio when I first started lifting, which is totally fine. I mean, whatever. I mean, I was focusing on building muscle, so that's, again, totally fine. That was when I found fitness YouTube, and I was so into it. Bikini competitions were super popular. Like, I followed like Amanda Bucci and like Marie Wold and like all of those people who were like competing at the time, and I followed their series, and I was so into it. I learned how to count macros. I truly like became obsessed with it, and it became such a huge part of my life. I was single at the time, so I didn't really have anything else to worry about. Like, it was just, I was doing me. I was loving what I was doing. I was so happy with the results I was seeing. And yeah, going to a new gym, just really kind of like getting into the cardio mode. I really started to fall into like a bulk cut cycle. And at this point it was, what year was it? Like 2016? Yeah, it was 26. Yeah, fall of 2016. So I had been lifting for a year. So everything was so good, and I just was like so happy. I loved it. I feel like as I'm telling this story, I'm like building up to like a fall. There's not really a fall. I think fitness in itself comes in waves, and I think the waves are small enough that like it doesn't it's not like a grand, like monumental part of my story, but I do truly believe that motivation comes and goes. You'll be really into it for a few months, and then you'll run into like a month or so where you're just like, I'm only going because it's a habit, which is super important. I've talked about this before, to make it a habit. But yeah, you just kind of go and like go through the motions, and you have to find a new source of motivation. So I moved to Austin almost a year ago, actually. Joined Golds, love Golds. I'm just gonna say that. I love Golds. But yeah, I mean, I'm still just like out here doing my thing. I don't know where this is going. I've been lifting for 3 years. This year, 2018 has been, I made 2 big changes in 2018. The first is I started hip thrusting. I used to hate hip thrusting. I could never feel it. I didn't understand how people felt it in their glutes when they were doing it, but I just started practicing and I just fell in love with it. It's like my go-to movement. I do it every leg day. Second big thing, I did work with a coach for a little while, and that actually, the best thing that came out of that is me doing more cardio. I've very consistently done cardio at least 2 times a week in 2018, and I think that's made a huge difference in my physique because I do love to eat. I did a cut at the beginning of this year. This summer kind of was like just a piece of shit and just kind of ate whatever I wanted. Like we went out and we would drink 1 or 2 times a week, and then just kind of like fell off the wagon for a while, put on the weight that I had lost off at the beginning of the year. And now it's almost November of 2018 and I'm like back on the bandwagon, feeling good. I do feel really lucky to have had a family that I grew up in, a family where everyone was active. My mom used to run half marathons. My sister is a big runner. My mom is jacked. Look at this picture of her.
I don't fuck with you.
Yeah, she's like 50. Wish I could look like that when I'm 50. I will. It's just a bigger butt. Love you, Mom. But yeah, I feel really lucky to have that instilled from me from the very beginning growing up. But also, I am really damn proud of myself for saying when I moved to Texas, I'm going to start weightlifting and I'm not going to quit. And I don't have intentions of quitting anytime soon. I love it, and I truly believe that I've stuck with it because I do love it. So I would encourage you to find what you love and realize that progress isn't linear. It hasn't been for me. I know in the future it won't continue to be linear progress. However, over time, if you look at a picture from 2015 to right now, I've made huge strides in my physique, the way I've recompositioned my muscle and fat in my body. Like I truly believe that like just sticking to whatever you do and loving it is like that's what you need. You have to love it to be able to stick to it. I don't think I have anything else to say. This didn't take me as long to film as I thought it would. I feel like I've talked a lot though, so I apologize if this is a long video. Thank you guys very much for watching. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions, just drop it in a comment below, and I'll see you in another video really soon. Thanks.